Mrs. Gale, what are you doing?
Just reflected upon my tragic sewing skills.
Let's have a look. Are you literally trying to sew right now?
Well, I was thinking about it, yeah. Just practicing, learning something new, practicing my skills.
You know we finished this unit of work literally like 2 months ago.
I know, that's why I had to have
And you're going to
parents
struggle without a needle.
Yeah, true.
All right, Shu.
Let's get rid of this.
Shu, crack on with the lesson.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Gale, what are you doing?
That's just ridiculous, isn't it?
That is ridiculous. Hello, boys and girls.
Hiya.
Hope you're all well and healthy, happy and safe at home and you're getting on with your home learning. We're back again with some more English. Are you ready to get on?
I'm ready to do this. Let's do it.
So we're going to start off with our starter, and today we're looking at determiners. So we know that a determiner is always, what is it, Mrs. Gale?
Always.
Used before a noun. So a noun is a person, place
or thing.
And obviously we have the abstract nouns, which are feelings. So a determiner is always used before a noun and often emphasises a noun in the sentence. That just means making it really obvious, making it really clear in the sentence. So we've already looked at this. So can you remember the 4 different types of determiners? Pause the video, have a little think. Right, Mrs. Gale, down to you. Do you remember any of the determiners?
Yeah, quantifiers,
Right?
possessive,
Yep.
articles,
Yep. What's the last one?
ordinals, like numbers.
Nope, that's quantitative.
What? Demonstrative.
Good. So she worked in a really odd fashion. So we've got articles. We've got demonstrative determiners, so a nice piece of alliteration there. We've got possessive determiners. And we've also got quantifiers, okay? So those are the 4 different types of determiners. And determiners is an umbrella term, and these are the 4 different types, okay? So during this, the next sequence of lessons, we'll be going through each different type, just to kind of clarify your understanding. So we'll begin with articles. Articles consist of the following: the, a, and an. So say it with me: the, a, and. One more time: the, a, and. Mr. Gale, how quickly can you say it?
The an.
Let's see how quickly I can say it. The a-an. Let's say it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The a-an. You
So
slow me
3
down.
times.
You slow me
You
down.
constantly slow me down.
Okay, so it says here, fill in the gaps with the articles. So I'm just going to show you the sentences. There are 6 in total. All these sentences are related to Macbeth, okay? First one says, something, witches shared their prophecies. Number 2, Macbeth was stunned by the revelation. He was going to be king. Mrs. Gale, do you want to read the third one?
Macbeth sent for something guard to speak to Lady Macbeth.
Number 4, something king arrived at the castle. Number 5, cunning plan was created by Lady Macbeth. Number 6, Mrs. Gale.
Something animal was slaughtered and cooked for the banquet.
Okay, so pause the video here. And you know that these red boxes will be replaced with either the, a, or an. Or an.
Or an.
Okay, so pause the video. Have a go. Right, let's go through the answers. The first one is the witches. We know it's the witches because it's more than one. Okay, so it's the witches. Right, Miss Gale, the next one.
He was going to be a king.
Or you could have the king. It would work either
Both would
way. You
work.
can have either or. Right, the next one. Macbeth sent for a guard, or you could have the guard as well. Either or would work. So to speak to Lady Macbeth. Number 4. The king arrived at the castle. We know it has to be the king because it's the most important person there. We can't just say a king. It's not any random king.
Yeah.
It's the king, okay? Number 5. A cunning plan was created by Lady Macbeth. It has to be a because it's a particular plan. It's not it's not any random plan. A just really emphasises the plan. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
you could also have the, but A would be a lot more appropriate here. And the last one, Mrs. Gale?
An. So some of you get a bit muddled with this. So when you need an an, is because the next word in this case is a noun, starts with a vowel, which is A. And your vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So if your word afterwards starts with a vowel, it must be an.
Okay, that's a really good top tip. Can I tell you my top tip for learning these vowels?
Oh gosh, go on.
A, E, I, O, U, bamboo. I don't know why.
Oh, I had A, E, I, O, U, I love you.
God, mine is better. Yours is so silly. Right, let's move on from that. So hopefully
Tragic.
you got those right, and let's crack on. So here you've got some past tense questions related to determiners. And it says the following. What is a word class of the... I just gave you the answer. What is a word class of the underlined words in the sentence below? So we've got the girl bought a sandwich and an apple to eat for lunch. So we've got 4 options. We've got adjectives, adverbs, determiners and nouns. Which ones will it be?
Pause the video.
Have a go.
Discussion.
Okay, so we know that it's definitely not nouns. None of these words are a person, place or thing. We know it's definitely not an adjective because they're not describing anything. Then we're left with adverbs or determiners. What do you think, Mrs. Gale?
Well, it's determiners because they're articles, aren't they? The, a and an, what we just practiced there, they're types of articles, which is type of determiners.
Now, I had a child ask me before, Miss Mia, these are articles, but it doesn't have articles as an option. And they wanted to cross out determiners and write articles on top. I was like, no. Articles is a type of determiner. So remember that. Even if it doesn't have articles here, it's okay because it's a type of determiner. Okay. Next one. Draw a line to match each sentence to the correct determiner. Use each determiner only once. So you can use Miss Gale's top tip from the previous slides just to help you. So pause the video here. Pause and have a go. Mrs. Gale, take it away.
Okay, so straight away, ow. It's a vowel, O, A-E-I-O-U, I love you.
Or A-E-I-O-U, bamboo.
So it must be with Anne. There was also something cute baby, a cute baby penguin, singular. I thought it was the best day ever.
And it wouldn't make sense if you had a best day ever. That just doesn't make any grammatical sense.
Okay, so those were all worth 1 mark.
Right, so we know that during this unit of work, we are working towards a balanced argument. And also we're going to start writing an internal monologue as well. So we'll look at these in a bit more detail as we go on. So, hello today. Hello. To use semicolons to mark boundaries. What do we mean by this, Mrs. Gale?
To mark boundaries is to identify where the 2 main clauses are.
And to put them together. Right, so what happened in the clip below? So last session you watched this clip. And there was a link on the previous slide for you to actually click on to watch the link and to watch the actual video. Remember, all of these slides are up on the website as well as a PDF, so you can just click on the link. So what actually happened in this clip? So let's have a look. I'll read the first paragraph, you can read the next. So we know that Macbeth is leading the army for King Duncan against the invading Norwegians and a group of Scottish rebels. Once victory is secure, Macbeth and Banquo, so these are one of the two main characters here, so Macbeth and his compadre, his friend, Banquo, set off to bring King Duncan the good news. Mrs. Gale?
However, on a desolate heath on the way to King Duncan's camp, they come across 3 strange creatures, the Weird Sisters, or witches. The sisters seem to know exactly who Macbeth and Banquo are. They prophesy that Macbeth will soon be named Thane of Cawdor and later King of Scotland. They also prophesy that Banquo's family will become king. So a Thane means like a landowner, so they're going to own the land of Cawdor. And prophesize means like they make a prediction, they have a guess. Macbeth and Banquo want to know more, but the witches disappear into thin air.
Ooh, right. So what I would like you to do now is actually pause the video and watch this particular clip. So it's the next clip in the series of animation. You can just click on this link here and then it will bring you to the actual page. So this is a page that will come up. You need to click on the second one, All Hail Macbeth, Thane of Cawdor. Watch this and then continue watching the video. So pause the video here and have a watch of this video. It's about 4 to 5 minutes long. And then we'll summarise the events. Okay, so pause. Okay, so 3 points to summarise it into. So point number 1, the witch's first prophecy comes true. He is Thane of Cawdor, so like Mrs. Gale said, he's the landowner of Cawdor. Number 2, Mrs. Gale?
Number 2, King Duncan's son, Malcolm, is proclaimed to become the heir to the throne. King Duncan travels to Macbeth's castle to celebrate. So if you're an heir to the throne, you're the next person in line to becoming the king or queen.
And then number 3, third most poignant point is Lady Macbeth reads Macbeth's letter and she begins to plot a plan. So she puts something together, an idea together to make sure that all of the prophecies come true. Okay, so let's move. Yellow is to use semicolons to mark boundaries. That's what we're focusing on. So they can be used to separate 2 main clauses that share the same theme or idea. A semicolon can also replace a conjunction and, or the piece of punctuation, the full stop. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the examples below. Right, Mrs. Gale, do you want to read this one?
Yep. So Macbeth was crowned the Thane of Cawdor. He was astonished that his first prophecy came true.
There. So Macbeth was crowned Thane of Cawdor, full stop. That's one complete sentence. That's the main clause. And then we can have the other. So he was astonished that the first prophecy came true, not can true. Mrs. Gale, can you make that change?
Yeah.
That again is another main clause, so that works. Have and there, it would also make sense. So Macbeth was crowned the Thane of Cawdor, and he was astonished that the first prophecy came true.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, the semicolon has replaced and in this particular instance, or it could replace a full stop. Okay. Number 2. Banquo warned Macbeth to be cautious. He told him to not pay attention to the creatures. So we've used a semicolon there to join these two main clauses that share the same theme together. And number 3, Mrs. Go.
King Duncan travelled to Dun's name. His guards followed their ruler.
So again, you can see how the semicolon is being used to join these two main clauses together, and they share the same theme as well. So they're related. The sentences must be related. They cannot be two completely random sentences. You can't use a semicolon in that instance. All right, so you had to go write some sentences, didn't you, Mrs. Gale?
Apparently I'm really bad at this.
So Mrs. Gale has rushed her sentences. Has she used semicolons accurately? Show you all the sentences together. Pause the video here, and can you decide, has Mrs. Gale used semicolons accurately in her sentences? I'll read them to you. So number 1, Macbeth, semicolon, rode ahead of the king so that he could speak to his wife. Number 2, Lady Macbeth read the letter, semicolon, a cunning plan was devised by her. Number 3, greedy for power, Lady Macbeth informed her husband of the plan, semicolon, she was going to convince him to kill the king. And number 4, Macbeth was in two minds and, semicolon, he was confused by his wife's demand. So pause the video here and decide which ones are accurate, which ones are not accurate, and why aren't they accurate. Okay, so pause. Right, Mrs. Gale, which one, the first one, is it correct or is it not? You can actually drag.
I know, it's gonna be on, infinite planar.
You can drag it. Right, so Macbeth rode ahead of the king so that he could speak to his wife.
So that is incorrect, okay? And the reason why I know it's incorrect is because this, first of all, isn't even a sentence. Macbeth, semicolon, it's not a sentence. It's not joining to anything. Also, if I replace with and or a full stop, Macbeth and rode ahead of the king doesn't make any grammatical sense. I couldn't have a full stop after the word Macbeth because it wouldn't grammatically make any sense either. Okay, so it's not correct.
Right, number 2, Lady Macbeth read the letter. A cunning plan was devised by her. That is absolutely correct because we can actually replace the semicolon with and, or you can see the two separate main clauses here and they are related themes. So well done, Mrs. Gale, for that one.
Thank you. I was obviously in a good place, and I was obviously in a good place here as well.
So don't be fooled by the length of a sentence, okay? So don't worry about the length, just read the information. So here we can see one full main clause, and here you can see another full main clause, the second one, and then the semicolon has joined them together, okay?
The last one here doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because when you're looking here, this word and you cannot have before a semicolon, okay? You can't have and then a semicolon. Macbeth was in two minds and, semicolon, he was confused by his wife's demand. It doesn't make sense. It's not two clear boundaries.
I'm just confused by Mrs. Gale's use of semicolons there.
Yeah, I know. Apparently I really wasn't thinking here. Doesn't work at all there because you can't replace and, that semicolon with and. Otherwise it'd be Macbeth was in two minds and he was confused by his wife's demands. And you cannot replace it with a full stop either. Macbeth was in two minds and, full stop, he was confused by his wife's demands. It doesn't grammatically make sense. So it cannot be correct.
Okay, so
2 out of 4.
That is 50%. That's not too bad. So boys and girls, that was a quick little session on the use of, or the recap on using semicolons to mark boundaries. I'm just going to quickly show you the work now. Remember, all the work is on the system, so on the website, so please go onto the website. It has lots of information. We work really hard on a regular basis just to make sure all the work is there for you. So, God.
Sorry, let me get rid of that. You know you
Oh, God. Right, so bronze is just the following. Use a semicolon to join these clauses together. So have a think, where would the semicolon go, and join the clauses together, so rewrite the sentences. Hopefully you'll be able to identify that quite well. So remember, you've got two main clauses. You can use a semicolon to replace and or replace the full stop. And remember to punctuate.
So be careful after your semicolon if you need a capital letter, because quite often you don't unless it's a proper noun. So just be really careful with that. And bronze.
So that's bronze. Silver, add a semicolon and another clause to complete the sentences below. Thinking about the first one, Mrs. Gale. Lady Macbeth shared her plans with her husband. I'd have semicolon. She really wanted him to kill the king. That would work because she really wanted him to kill the king is the main clause. And the semicolons be used to replace a full stop in this instance, or it can be used to replace the conjunction and. So all you have to do is add the semicolon and another clause, a main clause, to complete the sentence. And for gold, we know we like writing a bit more for gold, so let's have a look. Hopefully there are no mistakes. So using the video clip, so the second video clip, the recent one that you watched, as inspiration, write your own paragraph retelling the story. You must include semicolons in your paragraph. Try and use additional narrative techniques too. So whenever you're writing or whenever you're recording any work, whether it be in English, history, geography, in science, always try and use those narrative techniques to ensure that you give yourself time to practice them, okay? So it becomes second nature. So I'll have a read. Hopefully it all makes sense. The prophecy still swam through Macbeth's mind as he made his way back to the camp to greet King Duncan. The mere thought, and I've got a dash there, the mere thought of the golden crown on his head energised his body with power and greed. Banquo trailed behind, still concerned about the encounter on the heath. With great pleasure, King Duncan greeted the brave warriors. Semicolon. He silenced the camp to make an announcement, so we can use and there if we want to do, or a full stop. From this day on, and here I'm using my direct speech as well. So from this day on, I declare Macbeth to be Thane of Cawdor. His bravery and allegiance to me, King Duncan, will be rewarded handsomely. So we've got that direct speech there. Cheers erupted from the camp. Macbeth was puzzled. Semicolon. We could have and. All he could think about was the fruition of the first prophecy. Was he truly destined to become king? And we've got a rhetorical question there.
Yeah.
So not only have I used semicolons, I've also used lots of other narrative techniques. And that's something, those of you who are really aiming for greater depth, something that you should be trying to do yourself.
And also when you're looking here, I can see, you've got apostrophes for possession here. You've got a dash here for extra information. You've also got a dash here for parenthesis. Okay.
I've done all right.
Yeah, rhetorical question. I'm just having a quick look here. Subordinate clause with great pleasure. So things that don't make sense to start those different ways of sentences. Lots of high quality vocabulary. You can tell this will be a greater depth standard. Fruition of the first prophecy, that's come from reading. The only way you're going to expand your vocabulary is through reading and reading high quality books.
And then also you've got some figurative language here, so the prophecy still swam through Macbeth's mind.
Personification, because prophecies wouldn't swim. It would be a personification.
And also what Mrs. Gale said, HQV, so we've got trailed, we've got energised, we've got encounter, so meeting someone. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really
good.
Yeah.
And it's a short paragraph as well,
Yeah.
so not very long. So lots of good ideas there to inspire you. So, thank you very much for watching and thank you for listening. And hopefully you found that useful. Carry on with Macbeth and we'll hope to see you soon. Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.